Today we're calling on Sunshine Coast residents to join with us in an act of solidarity and support for the victims of domestic and family violence on Friday, December 4. We'll be planting native trees to acknowledge the victims, and we're also planting seedlings as an important symbol of hope. Hope that this unacceptable behaviour stops within our Sunshine Coast community. And hope that the awareness is raised on the dark statistics that include an average of 12 women a day being hospitalised for assault injuries due to domestic and family violence. We're calling on local residents as well as domestic and family violence support services to come together with the special tree planting ceremony next Friday. Council will provide 500 native trees, shrubs and ground covers for up to 300 people to help plant on the dunes here around the Mooloolaba Foreshore Reserve. The special event on December 4 is happening due to the 16 Days of Activism against gender-based violence, which is an international campaign. And this campaign challenges everyone to stop stop the violence against women and girls, and that kicks off tomorrow on the International Day for the Elimination of Violence against Women. The campaign runs until Thursday, December 10, which of course is Human Rights Day. Our council is pleased to be partnering the Sunshine Coast Make It Stop Committee to deliver this special event in the interests of the quality of life for everyone on the Sunshine Coast. Sadly, domestic and family violence doesn't discriminate. It affects all genders, all sexual orientations, races, religions and social issues. And this is an insidious problem that cannot continue within our community. Everyone has a right to be free from harm and to live without fear of violence or abuse. These trees will act as a lasting legacy to acknowledge victims of domestic and family violence on our Sunshine Coast, while at the same time building resilience, very important resilience in our coastal dunes. Due to the COVID safe restrictions, our tree planting event on Friday, December 4 is capped at 300 people, and registrations will be essential for those who would like to attend. So please visit Council's website, what's on the website for all details and to book your attendance. I'd now like to hand over to Mr. Mark Kratzman and then to Craig Hawkins to say a few words as well. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'd like to just talk a little bit about gender-based violence. We as a committee are really committed to engaging young sports clubs, which is why I've become involved. We want to talk to young boys and educate them about violence and basically to make it stop at a young age. Obviously, the Queensland Police have their role once it escalates, but we are all about educating young boys and also girls. We also want to educate them as to what is acceptable and what is acceptable behaviour in a relationship. And I'm very appreciative to be invited to take this role. I was taught as a young boy about how you treat women, and you just never raise your hand. It's just not acceptable in this community. And I'd really like to thank Council for what they're doing here with planting trees in memory, I guess, of the women and children that have succumbed to that violence. And we'd really love to see as many people come down, 300 definitely, as we can to support that. But also, it's not just about one day, it's about supporting this every day of your lives.
From a policing perspective, every year we, as police on the Sunshine Coast, attend in excess of 3,000 domestic violence incidents. Of those, in excess of 1,000 end up in applications or orders. The work of the Make It Stop campaign is extremely important from a policing point of view to raise that awareness, and additionally to remove the acceptance or even any level of tolerance to domestic violence. The tree planting exercise, which will start today and more importantly continues more broadly on the 4th, is an important commitment for all people on the Sunshine Coast to come down and show their commitment to also the zero tolerance to domestic violence and any sort of any form of violence within the household.
What did events like this do to help constantly
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd really like to congratulate the Stop the Violence Committee for recognising how important it is to keep a spotlight on this issue. We've marched over the last number of years from Alex to Mooloolaba to highlight the problem and to using a variety of ways to demonstrate to the community how serious it is. So this is really important. We continue to do this, and COVID will have an impact, and it certainly has an impact on our ability to have a march. But for 300 people to come together next Friday to plant 500 trees and seedlings as a sign of hope, that's really important. I think what everybody in our community needs to understand, and Mark and Craig both made the point very well, we need to educate particularly young boys about what is acceptable behaviour, what our community is prepared to tolerate, and what is out of bounds, and understand what the impact of that is. You can only imagine the police having to deal with 3,000 cases across the year, the resources that ties up. They've got a hell of a big job to do in any community. So to have so much resource tied up, dealing with people who can't control their anger, can't control their envy, have been raised to not respect the place of women in our society, and indeed children. Very often these are in family situations, and the children are also affected. And as a father and a grandfather, I find that really difficult to comprehend, and I think most other people would feel the same way. So it's up to us as a community to resolve these problems by making it very clear to those perpetrators that it's just not acceptable.